Hey guys, Kaja here. This is green-white tokens, post RtR rotation. I've been building it for quite a while now. This is my introductory video to rogue deck building. So let's get right into it here. You can see this is a 50-50 brew between green and white. The theme of this deck is to kind of get there with Craterhoof Behemoth and lots of things on the table. Let's do a little look at the composite of the deck. Got a nice assortment of sorceries, instants, and enchantments, so it's not just a straight up creature brew. Lots of sorceries now. This is the second iteration of it. You can check my links and find the first one. You can see the curve is pretty heavy at the 2 slot, some 3, and some late game. These are actually entreats, so not that heavy at the 2 slot, and so a lot of late game in this brew. So let's get right into it. The lands. We have our standard green-white mix of lands, and we also have 2 caverns and 2 Gavanies. Gavany in particular it pumps your team, it helps you win. It's a great utility land. I'm not running Vault or Kessig, so why am I not running those cards? I can't really use Kessig, even if I did splash red, because my creatures aren't really equipped to deal with, they don't have Undying, they don't have Regeneration, I don't have any key runes, so it's not really like I can really get there with Kessig. And for Vault, although it's a good card, I don't think I really need it. I have some life gain in the deck already, so I don't think I need to go that direction with it. I'm really just over the top, play some big cards and win. I have 1 island in the deck. That's to splash the Supreme Verdict. I had a Hollowed Fountain in there before. You'll see in some of the replays where I should have had the island over the Hollowed Fountain, but it's still pretty good. I don't know if I should just stick to 1 island, maybe 2. I don't really want to run a second with the 2 colorless lands, but if it becomes a problem, I'll switch that out. And then we have Cavernous Souls. This is kind of a necessary card. It gives you the ability to play creatures and to counter effects. You have red, white, blue mid-range, and some Bant colors, which are running lots of counters. So the deck really has 2 themes. It can either push with over-the-top tokens, or it can push with just straight creatures, Thragtusk, Craterhoof, and get there, and Loxodon, of course. In fact, we have 2 caverns in the side to kind of balance the deck out against those decks. Alright, moving to the instants. Force Lesnia Charms. Probably one of the best cards in the format. It's a pump spell, it's a removal effect, it's a token. Exile in particular. It exiles a creature with power 5 or greater, so when you have things like Olivia and Angel of Serenity, you really have to combat, have a way to deal with those, or else they can just take over the game. So that's why I have these here. In the board, I have Tristani's Judgment as well. I wanted 8 exile effects, and I don't want to run things like Oblivion Ring or Detention Sphere. I think they're too brittle with things like Abrupt Decay, opposing Oblivion rings, and there's just ways to get around it. And I'd just rather, if I'm playing against Reanimator or I'm playing against green white mid range or zombies, I want it to be gone forever. So that's why I'm testing the Tristani's Judgment. Intangible Virtue, may be right to run 3. I have 2 in there right now. Pumps your guys, gives them Vigilance. Vigilance is where it's at. Like, Vigilant Angels is really tough to deal with. Tokens, off of an Increasing Devotion, just very strong. To the sorceries, I have 4 entreats, 4 increasings. Entreat the Angel is kind of a new thought process to the deck. Before I had just 4 increasing devotions and no entreats. And I've also run things like midnight and lingering, but I don't really like the green, white, black Sorin build. Just trying to get there with flying spirits and combo cards. It's not really what I want to be doing right now with the meta. There's too much removal. There's too many sweepers. So this is kind of like I can play it. It's big. I can ramp into this. It's big. If I miracle it, it's great. So it's just fine with what we're doing now with the deck. We have 8 ramp spells, 4 Farseek, 4 Ranger's Path, and 24 lands. I like that. It's nice and solid. I don't like cards like Mana Bloom or Druid's Repository. Repository is pretty good with like flash effects, things like Midnight and Selesnya Charm, but there's not enough to support it. Like there's no other solid, flash a creature in, get value off of it, and untap and Gavany. So I think I'm going to stick with the 4 Rangers Pass for right now. Supreme Verdicts. Did I go over? No, I haven't gone over the other. Farseek, great card in the format. One of the main reasons to be playing green. One of the reasons why green is one of the best archetypes in the format. And it's just so powerful. You can turn 3 a Jace. You can power out and fix your mana. You can combine this with other acceleration to just overwhelm your opponent. All right, and Borderland Rangers, more fixing, kind of like a Solemn Simulacrum effect. Craterhoof Behemoth, the key card, along with Thragtusk, they're both Beast, so you can name Beast off of Cavern, and beast your opponents. Tristani's a tester card right now. I'm only running 1. It might be more right to run Armada Worm over Tristani. That's what I'm doing right now, though. It's earlier game. It's a 2/5 for 4. Gets around burn. Stops some of that early aggro. It's a nice finisher. So we'll keep Tristani around for now. We have 2 extra Rangers for faster ramp in the board. We already talked about the Judgments. Rest in Peace for red, white, blue tempo. Unburial Rights. Things like that. Supreme Verdict, you're also trying to... this card just has applications across the board. All the major decks, Zombies, RDW, Bant, Jund, all these decks are just like, play a bunch of creatures and I win. Not, I don't mean that. Like, if you're playing Bant, they're going to entreat. If you're playing green-white mid-range, you can get all their mana dorks. If you're playing the Alicent's Pilgrim elf build with like 8 mana dorks for Reanimator, you can play this card. So there's a lot of reasons to be running a few verdicts. Very defensive, very strong, helps you get there. And that's about it. The Smiters, 3-drop, helps out with aggro, helps out against control. Alright, so that's the deck. I'm going to stop this, and then I'm going to post some replays that I've saved. So I'll see you there. Thanks, sub. Have a good day. Bye.